Have you ever really looked at a coin? Not just glanced at it or counted it out for change, but actually held one in your palm and thought about the journey it's taken to get there. I'm talking about those little metal discs that jingle in our pockets, the ones we use every single day without a second thought. If you're in Thailand, that small golden and silver piece of metal in your hand has been on an incredible journey. It's a journey that starts about 40 kilometers north of Bangkok, in a place called Pathum Thani, at a facility that's equal parts high-security fortress and artistic foundry, the Royal Thai Mint. Think of it as a city within a city, a sprawling 1128 Rai campus of reinforced concrete and landscaped grounds. This is the 5th generation Thai Mint, a place officially opened by Her Royal Highness Princess Maha Chakri Sirindhorn, and it's the birthplace of nearly every coin that chimes in the Thai economy. But before the thunderous roar of presses and the precise science of metallurgy, there is art. Because every single coin we use begins not with a machine, but with a human hand. Inside the Mint's design studio, it's quiet and focused. Here, artists and engravers work at precision workstations, blending old-world craftsmanship with modern digital tools. They start with clay, building a model that's about 8 times larger than the final coin. Using fine sculpting tools, an artist will spend hours, sometimes days, bringing a portrait to life. They are working on what's called the obverse, or the front, of the coin. Under a magnification lamp, you can see the micro detail being added, the crisp lines of a military uniform, the gentle curve of a facial feature, the sharpness of Thai inscriptions. This clay relief is a masterpiece in its own right, capturing the likeness and dignity that will eventually be seen by millions. But clay is fragile. So, the next step is to make it permanent. A release agent is applied, and then liquid plaster is carefully poured over the clay model. As it flows, it captures every single microscopic detail, hardening into a durable, white positive model. This plaster original is then used to create a silicone and epoxy working model, one that's tough enough to be handled by a precision machine that has been the heart of minting for over a century. The Janvier reducing machine. This machine is a marvel of mechanical engineering. It uses a mechanical pantograph system. On one side, a delicate stylus traces the enlarged epoxy model. On the other, a cutting tool simultaneously engraves the exact same design, but at coin size, into a blank of hardened steel. It's a mesmerizing process to watch, the stylus moving across the gold-colored model, and beneath it the cutter slowly revealing the miniature, perfect portrait of the king, the inscriptions Mahawa Chiralongkorn and Thailand, now precisely 26mm across. What's created is a master hub, the negative image of the coin. This master hub will then be used to create working dies, the hardened steel stamps that will eventually strike billions of coins. But a coin is more than just a design. It's a specific combination of metals. For the 10 Baht coin, and for many other denominations, the process splits into 2 streams. The gold-coloured centre is made from an aluminum-bronze alloy, a blend that gives it that distinctive warm hue. The silver outer ring is made from copper-nickel. These 2 metals arrive at the mint as large, certified coils of strip stock. They are tested in a metallurgical lab, with spectrometers confirming the exact chemical composition down to the last decimal point. Once approved, the massive rolling mills take over. Giant machines reduce the metal strips to the precise thickness required, thin enough to be malleable, but thick enough to last a lifetime in circulation. Watching the gold and silver strips emerge from the rollers is like seeing the very fabric of the currency being woven. Now, the real manufacturing begins. The metal strips move to the blanking presses, where the individual components are punched out. The aluminum bronze strip feeds into a press with an 18mm die, punching out thousands of perfect little centre discs. In a flash, they drop into a collection bin, the future golden hearts of the coins. Right alongside, a separate press punches the silver-coloured copper-nickel strip, creating the 26mm outer rings. At this stage, they're just raw, slightly rough blanks. They've been cold worked by the punching, so they need to relax. They travel through massive, glowing annealing furnaces, which heat the metal to relieve the internal stresses, making them soft and malleable again. Once they're cooled and cleaned in industrial ultrasonic baths to remove any oxidation or oil, the two components meet for the first time. This is a critical stage, the bimetallic assembly. A specialised press takes a silver outer ring and, with controlled force, pushes a gold centre disc right into the middle. The fit is so precise, it's called an interference fit. The two metals are held together by sheer mechanical tension, no glue, no welding. For the first time, we see the iconic two-tone blank. It's a flat, featureless disc, but it has the gold centre and silver ring that every Thai person recognises instantly. The blank then gets its edge profile in an upsetting mill, which forms a raised rim to help the metal flow into the die during striking. And finally, it gets its security feature, the segmented reading. A milling machine cuts the alternating smooth and grooved pattern around the edge, the pattern that allows you to identify the coin by touch alone. Now, the blank is ready. It has its two metals, its raised rim, and its textured edge. It's ready to become a coin, and for that, it enters the heart of the mint, the striking hall. Here, you'll find a row of 16 high-speed grabiner presses, imported from Germany. These are the titans of coin production, capable of striking thousands of coins per minute. A feed mechanism places a blank into a collar, which holds it in place. Above and below are the two working dies, one carrying the negative image of the king's portrait, the other the negative image of the reverse design, which for the 10 Baht coin features the royal cipher with its radiant lines, the denomination, and the braille dots for the visually impaired. Then comes the moment. The upper die descends with an incredible force, measured in tons. In a fraction of a second, the metal in the blank is displaced. It flows like liquid, rushing up into every crevice of the obverse and reverse dies simultaneously. When the press rises again, the blank is gone. In its place is a finished coin. The portrait of the king now stands in sharp relief on the gold centre. The royal cipher is perfectly formed. The inscriptions are crisp. The transformation is complete. A stream of freshly struck coins, warm from the force of the strike, pours out of the press and into a collection chute. But the journey isn't over. Every single coin now goes through a gauntlet of quality control. They pass through automated inspection machines armed with high-resolution cameras that scan the obverse, the reverse and the edge at incredible speed. These machines check for everything: the sharpness of the portrait, the alignment of the centre and ring, the clarity of the braille dots, and the consistency of the edge reading. If a single coin is off by a fraction of a millimetre, a puff of air kicks it into a reject bin. Only the perfect ones move on. These approved coins are then counted with laser precision and automatically bagged into official Royal Thai Mint canvas sacks. Each bag is sealed and authenticated, ready for its next step. From the mint, the coins are transported in armoured vehicles under joint seal to the Bank of Thailand in Bangkok. There, they are stored in high security vaults before being allocated to commercial banks across the nation. And it's from those banks, in cash drawers and ATMs, that they finally make their way to you, to the street food vendor, to the 7-Eleven, to the child buying a snack, to the donation box at the temple. So, the next time you receive a 10 Baht coin, or any Thai coin for that matter, take a moment, feel the raised portrait of the king, notice the two-tone metals, run your finger along the segmented edge. That small object in your hand is a remarkable thing. It's a piece of art that began as a clay sculpture. It's a feat of engineering forged from two different metals at 40 kilometers north of Bangkok. It's a testament to precision, inspected by machines that reject the imperfect.